I am Dr. Shirley Nirpath, and I'm from the University of the Western Cape, Library Director. I have the pleasure to introduce to you our two vendors today who will give a presentation, and we are largely supported by our vendors. The first presentation will be done by Alain Frey, and Alain has been working at the American Chemical Society for 3 years. He is the territory manager for the Sub-Saharan Africa in the ACS Oxford office. Alain has also been working at Thomson Reuters, IP and Science, Clarivate in London, as well as being a product specialist covering the European, Middle East, Africa. Alain, it's a great pleasure to have you on stage, and we look forward to your presentation.
Thank you for welcoming me. I'm very pleased to be here. This is my first trip to South Africa, so it's very nice to be here with you, and very interesting conference, I have to say. I just wanted to say before starting that we created a position specifically to cover Sub-Saharan Africa. This is recent. So we did create the position just from at the beginning of the year. Before, and this is Sonia Guadagnino was looking after South Africa, and now she has become my manager. So ACS is, to remind people, is one of the world's largest scientific societies. We have 150K members worldwide in 140 different countries. What is really important to bear in mind, this is a non-profit organization. Yeah. So we ACS publication is home to the world's most trusted, cited, and most read journals, ebooks. So we started obviously with the journals, and we are the most cited. So we are, with the most higher impact factor journals as well. And so we have 250,000 authors published just into 2022. So we have a diverse portfolio of journals. Actually, we've noticed that there is a slight, misperception of ACS publications, because although we are in chemistry, this is when everything started, you can see that we are covering actually, we are multidisciplinary. So it's not only a chemistry as such, we have agriculture, food, and the environment, biotechnology, and so on, you can see in the list, and we have even electronics. So what happens is when you publish in one of our journals, and it happens that the article is not exactly matching the journal you're publishing in, because you might not be aware of the journals that we're having, then we will send you to the relevant journals to be published. So as I was explaining before, our journals have very high impact factor, as you can tell. So, this is some examples that we have here with the four, different journals, one of which is the Chemical Reviews with this huge impact factor, which is a little bit understandable considering that there are reviews. And so, again, it's not only the journals that are specifically in chemistry, but also in the other disciplines. So we do support open science. We have 15 fully open access journals. So we are part of different initiatives. ACS Research Data Center, RxV, Sci Meetings, and Text and Data Mining. So that is really important, and you are the first, a read and publish agreement in South Africa. I would say even in sub-Saharan Africa and maybe all of Africa, one of the first. So this is the work. I'm not going to take credit for that. This is my colleague Sonia Godangino, who has become my manager, who was really negotiating this contract with you, and there was a lot of conversation, so to make sure that we were having the best read and publish agreement that was suiting your needs. So as such, it helps South African institutions to speed the transition to open science. It's simple, streamlined process to South African authors to publish open access and meet funder mandates. And above all, it enables, allows South African institutions to access the ACS journal content. So this process of, read and publish agreements, because the world is changing, as you know, we have more and more open access journals, started a few years ago, but it's very, it's accelerating, and we have really a lot of, such agreements now. We have more than 1,000 signed in 31 different countries. So in this particular slide, so we just like showing the publishing, the open access journals that have been published. Unfortunately, because the agreement started at the beginning of the year, so the informations are not a lot. However, if any of your institutions are interested in having a very specific, specified, report, please come to my booth. We are on booth number 16, and I will be able to provide you that. So again, we started in 2023. The agreement, as you know, includes like 18 different institutions, and so we have, I mean, so far so good for what I've been told by my colleagues in my office that I met in Washington D.C. last week. I mean, the number looks good in terms of publications, so it's a good good sign. So ebooks, that's also important because we started, as I was saying, just with journals, and then we're extending to ebooks and learning materials. So we've got 37,000 ebooks, very important. They are all peer-reviewed, like journals. We've got 37,000 chapters. As you can see 42 Nobel laureates. So that's really important. These ebooks, we are really focusing a lot of efforts into it. And so we just have like several examples of very popular ebooks. And what we can see, I mean, we are offering, I'm not going to give the details now, but like specific packages with a discount as well. So if you're interested, again, you can come to us. And the idea is to make that available to, the different budget, of universities. So ACS in Focus is actually something we created very recently. We've been pleasantly surprised by its success. Those are digital books, so digital primers. And basically what it is, it's written by, 2 or 3 authors in different areas. And it's, it's actually for any public, any audience, and making the, the fields very understandable for everyone. And so you can really absorb the information in 4 to 6 hours. And because it's a digital ebooks, it's creating with a, interaction, multimedia features, and screens. And so it's pretty interesting. And we selling this by collections, and it's been really successful. So again, it gives, it uses a non-specialist language, make it available to everyone. And so it can interest everyone within university to have a good understanding of what is happening in science. And again, using this kind of digital tools, you can make notes as well. It's on the same screen, so it's quite interesting. So just different screens to access the information that I'm mentioning here. You can find them on our website. So should you need any additional information, obviously you can contact me here. You got the details, and you can find me also on the website. And obviously I'm here, so at the booth number 16. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alain. So from ACS to CAS, discovering the undiscoverable. In our second session under informing, measuring, and demonstrating value, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Sacha de Villiers, who has joined the CAS in 2018. He is motivated to work for a nonprofit supporting scientists in their information management challenges, as well as librarians. In his role as the EMEA, European Middle East Africa South Regional Director, Mr. Sacha now supports a team of local customer success managers in France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Africa, and the Middle East. And I know he should be prioritizing South Africa. Mr. Sacha, welcome. We look forward to your presentation. Online colleagues as well as delegates, there may be some interesting prizes, so do pay attention.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you very much for the introduction. I'm actually not the most important person at CAS because you have a direct go-to person, Varesha Duki, who is actually based in Durban, that I suppose many of you know, and she's really the go-to person. I'm really pleased and honored to be on stage, and I really thank the Sandvik organizers for such a qualitative conference. I must say that I'm really impressed. And if I may, and I'm happy that I can see you now, if I may, I would like to start with two questions to you, because I know that can sometimes be confusing when we speak about ACS, CAS, publications, databases. So, and please be direct in your answer. Can you raise your hand if you know CAS? And if you do not, that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And can you raise your hand if you know, is it okay? If you know SciFinder? All right, that's what I expected. I think you, most of you know SciFinder, and maybe you don't know CAS. CAS is actually a sister company of ACS publications that Alain presented just before, related to journals, and CAS is actually bringing SciFinder to you. So my presentation today will be about SciFinder, which is actually CAS core product. That's the first slide, so that's okay. So maybe I will start with this second slide, and I'm really happy that this year's theme for the conference was breaking the molds, and I think that all of you showed it during the presentations we saw these last 2 days, because I must confess that before my time of working with librarians and working with scientific information, my misconception was that a library was actually about books. And I thought that librarians were actually, I don't know, in a corner, surrounded by books, reading all day, if only that can be true. And that was a real misconception on my side. And my second misconception is that I thought that libraries were low tech. And you really demonstrated the opposite since the beginning of this conference. So imagine my shock meeting with Libby, this first robotic librarian. I was completely amazed by that. So my point here is that working with each and any one of you has definitely changed my mindset about conventional librarians and libraries. Um, Africa's powerhouse of knowledge for me definitely remains with libraries. And this time for me, it's not really a library, but it's not library like, this historical building that you have on the campus, but it's more really the information that you librarians are putting at the disposal of your users, and thanks to all of the systems that you are putting in place. And I really would like to take the opportunity of being on stage today to thank you for this, because not only you help us in spreading SciFinder and putting it at the disposal of all of your users, but also all of the other electronic resources. So I wanna take the opportunity to thank you, and I think it deserves a kind of a self-applause from yourself. And I guess I could stop my presentation here, but I need to talk a little bit about SciFinder, if you allow me. So this is about, we are a trusted partner. So CAS bringing SciFinder is a trusted partner. I hope you believe so. We're working with the most prestigious organizations over the world, especially the top 100 universities, but also a lot with the corporate organizations, governmental organizations. We are very much involved also in patenting. It's one of our expertise. I will not spend too much time on this. I would like to give 2 examples of how we're trying to break the molds as well on our side. We've recently changed our logo. We used to be a little bit old-fashioned in terms of marketing. We're not so strong at marketing, but we've been working on it. And I'm very proud to show this new logo to you, which actually translates our willingness to really work on hindsights, so the past discoveries, insights, so the unseen relationship between the data, which are more and more numerous, and also foresights, which are the trends that are actually emerging in the research landscape. This is one, and the other one is, so most of you know SciFinder, right? So maybe some of you used to know the chemical abstract books, these big volumes in your libraries. So of course, when with the launch of internet, we created SciFinder as an online solution, and that completely broke the molds at that time for the researchers and the users. It evolved pretty recently, 4 years ago, towards SciFinder N, and that was actually associated with lots of interactions with your researchers in terms of what do you want to see, how do you want to work with this tool, and we took this into account really to make the platform, the solution evolve. And now in 2023, and this is brand new, we are launching the SciFinder Discovery platform. I'm going to explain to you a little bit what it is about. So the core product is still SciFinder N, and you can see in the middle of the screen. And you have all of these databases associated behind SciFinder that we don't see, but that are actually part of the results retrieved when a searcher does a search. They are displayed over here. And the addition that we brought with the platform are actually 4 of them. The first one, and excuse my German, is Kemsen database, which is the Chemische Centralblatt information translated into English and fully searchable within SciFinder. And that's the beauty of the thing, right? Is that all of what I'm going to talk about right now is actually fully searchable within SciFinder. The second module that has been added is CAS Formulas. CAS Formulas is everything related to formulated product. What is a formulated product? I'm sure every one of you actually carry at least one formulated product in your handbag right now. It can be face cream, it can be lipstick, it can be toothpaste. I'm not sure you have it in your handbag, but any of those products, formulated products, are actually included into this CAS Formulas module. Then we have analytical methods. Analytical methods, it can be understood as the recipes, chemical recipes. So say you have very bad intentions, you want to poison someone, you want to create arsenic, you will be able to find the recipe in CS analytical methods. I wish you have better intentions than that one. That's an example. And last but not least, I'm going a bit fast because I see this timer over here, which is a bit stressful. But I know Glenn is looking at me, so I'm doing my best. This additional content about life sciences, and this is really an important one because I think that as CES or as SciFinder, we are very well known as working with chemists. You need to know as well, and I think that's really interesting for your audience and for your researchers and students, that it's more and more about life sciences, it's more and more about biology. And we have added recently a huge amount of content related to life science, related to drug discovery, to toxicity. All of those data are now available under the Discovery platform. If you want to know more about this, please drop by the booth. I know some of you already did. I'm not done yet, Sharon. Just 2 minutes, please. I see you're standing. If I may, I see one minute still. Yeah, let me choose the ones I would like to speak about. Yeah, I will choose this one because I would like to echo what Maria presented this morning. I was really impressed by this consideration of how you would use statistics, and I would like really to share with you how we at CES are considering this as well. It's not really easy for us because, we are not a bibliographic database. We are a database where you would have references, but you would have also substances, reactions, formulas. So it's not really easy to be counter-compliant in terms of statistics that we provide to you. And we also believe that it's not that much about the total number of searches that would actually be done by the researcher in the databases, but more about the outcome and the value they will get out of their search. So for us, the less time they spend on SciFinder, the better it is, as long as they have a good outcome out of their search. Say that someone would be working on an innovation, for example, and they would like to check the prior art and the freedom to operate. They will go there. If they can find the result in 2 minutes, that will be fine. And maybe that will save a lot of time to them and a lot of money potentially as well. So that's really our ambition. I will stop here because I know that the time is really counting. Thank you very much for your attention. It was a pleasure to be in front of you.